Yo, what's going on, guys? So today in this video we're gonna be talking about microphone quality on stream. Now let's get this straight. I'm not an expert at this, but got a few tips for y'all. Look, I watch a lot of Twitch streams. Some of them are like way too quiet, or some of them are way too loud, or just have a background noise. So I'm here to give you guys some tips on how to improve your microphone quality on stream. So let's hop right into it. We good? Alright, bet. Alright, so we're here inside OBS with the streaming angle. So first things first, the most important thing to get the best sound quality is, of course, your microphone itself. There's two types of microphones. There's XLR microphone and a USB microphone. The one I have right now is a USB microphone. Now the difference between an XLR microphone and a USB microphone is that the USB microphone plugs straight into your computer and it's usually cheaper and simple to set up. An XLR microphone, it requires an interface, but you will have more control and it's usually more expensive. Simple USB microphone gets the job done, and you can do a lot with it in OBS. It is better to have a cheaper USB microphone with the proper settings than a more expensive XLR microphone and you don't know what you're doing with it. Now, how you talk into the microphone is also very important, and again, it's different for each microphone. And for this microphone, for example, I have to talk straight into it. If I talk to it like this, it will not sound as good. I have to talk directly into the microphone. Each microphone has a different pickup pattern. And let's take this XLR microphone, for example. If I were to talk to it the same way I talk to this microphone, like this, it will not sound good. I have to speak to the front of it, and the front is usually where the logo is. So if I talk to it like this would sound correct. Now for some microphones, you could change the pickup pattern, like the Blue Yeti, for example. So just make sure you're on the right setting and you're talking to the microphone in the correct direction. And you also have to keep in mind when your mic rests on. I recommend a stand or some sort of boom arm, so that way your mic won't wobble, and when your mic wobbles, it's not a very pleasant sound. And how you position your mic also makes a big difference. So if I have my mic up here and pointing down like this, my voice will sound less deep. Now I have my mic down right here and pointing up like this, I would sound more deep. It would catch more of my throat and my voice would sound deeper. Now that's the most important thing streamers overlook, is just having the external microphone. If you're streaming from with the microphone, shut the fuck up. Right. Now if you're streaming from a gaming headset microphone, it's just not gonna sound as good no matter what you do to it. Alright, so now let's dive into the OBS software and let's see what you could do to improve your microphone quality using filters. Alright, first thing you gotta do is make sure your mic is loud enough. Now this mic is pretty quiet. So in order to increase gain, you're gonna right click right here on the volume icon. Go to open sound settings. You're gonna go right here, manage sound devices. No, that's not where you go. Oh, you go to device properties, and right here, this is where you change the volume. Now on my microphone, I'll set it to 90 because that's the loudest it could go without a lot of noticeable background noise. Experiment with yourself. Now ideally you want to be as close to your microphone as possible because you don't want to higher the gain of your microphone, because when you higher the gain, you're going to increase the volume of background noise. And that's what causes hissing and all these unpleasant sounds that you don't want in your streams. Alright, so now that we cranked up the microphone to a good level, let's talk about the meter right here, okay? There's this big misconception that if the meter is in the red, that is too loud. It's not too loud. Being in the yellow and sometimes in the red, that's a good volume. You just don't want to constantly hit 0. As long as you're not constantly hitting the 0 over here, you should be good. A lot of people keep their stream in the green, which is a huge misconception. That just makes your stream way too low. Okay, I gotta crank my volume all the way up. Again, I want to stress this. It's okay to be in the yellow and it's okay to be in the red. As long as you're not hitting 0, you should be good. Unless you're playing a scary game or something and then you just scream really loud because Slenderman just popped up. Hitting 0 for a split second is alright. As long as when you're regularly talking in your normal volume and you don't hit the 0, you should be good. So what can you do when you do hit the 0? When you hit the 0, you get this nasty, unpleasant distortion. So what you can do to prevent that is to set yourself a limiter. Now to put a limiter on your microphone, we're going to click the cog right here next to your microphone and go to filters. So the threshold right here is the maximum microphone volume you'll let your microphone go. By default, the threshold is -6. Again, you could set it a little higher, but you just want to stay under 0 just to be safe. And ideally, you don't want your voice to constantly hit the threshold while you're normally speaking. Okay, so I just realized that I didn't record this last half of the video, so here we go again. Alright, so the next filter we're going to discuss is the compressor. Again, click the plus sign right here and click compressor. Okay, I already have it on right here. So the whole point of a compressor is that it lowers the loudest parts of your voice, so it makes your voice more even. So when you speak loudly, it won't be super loud. Your voice volume will be a much more even experience. Alright, let's first start off with the ratios. And a good guideline to follow is to set the ratios from 2 to 4. Again, I have mine at 4. But as always, you should test on your own. As for the threshold, you're gonna have to do a little bit of mic testing first. So say a couple phrases and pay attention to the mic meter right here. And wherever the lowest part of your voice lies at, that's where you want to put your threshold. So for my threshold, I have mine at -28.8. As for the attack, it's basically how fast you want the compressor to kick in once your voice reaches above this threshold. I have mine pretty low, but you don't really notice the attack. And the release is how quickly you want the compressor to fade out. You won't really notice the attack or release until you get to the noise gate. And the noise gate is what we'll be tackling next in a bit. So after you put on the compressor, your volume will be lowered a bit. So to make up for that, we'll put on the output gain. And for my microphone, it's pretty quiet, so I'd put quite a bit of output gain. So put an output gain that will make your mic loud enough. Try to aim for this yellow to red part. And as for the sidechain or ducking, we'll put it to none. Alright, so the last audio filter we'll be discussing is the noise gate. So the whole point of a noise gate is to reduce background noise, so your audience will only hear your crispy ASMR voice. Alright, so first off, in order to know where you want to put your close threshold, you're going to want to not talk and just see where the background noise lies in. So I'm going to turn off my noise gate. Okay, as you can see, the background noise was hovering around the -45 to -40 range. So I'm gonna put a number above that, and I settled upon -32 decibels. And again, to repeat it for the testing, you don't want to talk. Look at where the background noise is hovering and put a number above that. As for the open threshold, that is when your mic will turn on. So if I speak above -26 decibels, my mic will turn on. The attack time is how long it will take my mic to go from off to on. The hold time is how long my mic will stay on when it drops below the close threshold. And lastly, the release time is how long my mic will take to go from on to off. I've said it like 1,000 times already, but do your own testing. If you feel like your mic is getting cut off, you maybe want to lower your close threshold. You just want to make sure your close threshold is enough to cut out the background noise and not be cutting out your voice. One more thing I want to go over is that the order of the filters matter, so make sure your compressor's at the top and the limiter is at the very bottom. Alright, so that is it for the semi-professional audio tips. Go out and apply these tips, do your own testing, hit that record button, listen back to your recording, and just keep making small tweaks to the filters until your voice sounds clean. Hey, so now you could play a horror game, you could scream as loud as you want without hurting your audience's ears. Or you can do some nice and pleasant ASMR, whatever floats your boat. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Again, I'm not an expert at this. This is just what I've researched and experimented with. If this video helped you out, leave a like and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.